Hello and welcome. My name is Anastasia Zatula. I'm a Reiki master, and in this series I share my knowledge about our 7 dominant energy centers. And today we're talking about the last dominant energy center, our crown chakra. So over here. Now, this is not the last chakra. We have a couple more up, but we're not going to discuss those. We're only discussing the 7 major ones. And if you didn't watch the previous videos, please do. They are all very important. And before I will start, I will give you an example of why the 7th energy center is very important for our life as well. So I'm in a little town close to Naples in Italy. And a few days ago, I decided to go to Naples. So I went to Naples, and if you were there, you know how it is. It's especially the old city, Naples. It's a very narrow streets with the tall buildings and and a lot of different things happening in those little alleys. And I was walking in one of those streets. I was basically a little bit lost, and my GPS was kind of not picking up. And I was walking on the side of the alley, and somebody just dropped like a bucket of water out from the balcony. I was shocked. I never thought that it happens in real life. I only thought that it happens in movies. Now, lucky for me, I was on the other side of the alley, so it didn't. I only got a few drops on me. But if I would be on that side, I mean, that whole bucket would be poured on me. I want to think that the lady or whoever poured the water saw that I was on the other side. So hopefully it was. And if you think that it's just one example, no, it's not. When you walk, you can see there is like a little water spots, little puddles. I assume it's a normal thing. Now, while I was looking for my way out, I started thinking why these people live like this? They live in a big city. Why would they drop water? I mean, what are they not? Not antisocial or uneducated. What's the issue? Why would they do that? And at one moment I caught myself. It's like my higher self caught me and said, Anastasia, what are you doing? You're here to experience new culture, new city. Why are you focusing on something that was a few alleys back and it doesn't really matter? It didn't affect you anyhow. Focus on something that you came here for. And I came to Naples to basically to see certain places of interest that I wanted to see, and to try some street food, to experience the life in Naples. You see, why my higher self kind of caught me and stopped from going further into this rabbit hole of judging people and thinking what I'm doing in this city, because my crown chakra is somewhat developed. Now, if my crown chakra would not be developed, I probably would get all upset and take a train or taxi and go back to the town that I'm in. I would be upset with the whole city because somebody just misbehaved somewhat. Now, crown chakra is our connection to the divine, and it's our connection to our higher self, our connection. So if the 6th chakra is our connection to our intuition, the 7th chakra connects us to our higher self. So it could be described like this: your physical body, so this body is like a child. Your mind is a parent that guides the child, basically protects the child and guides for the child to experience. The child is experiencing everything. You see, without the physical body, we won't be able to experience. I can't drink water if I don't have a physical body. I need a physical body to touch, to feel, to walk, to see. You see, it will be very hard if I wouldn't have a physical body. Now, my mind is the one who protects the physical body. Otherwise, my body will be doing things that it shouldn't be doing. My mind is like a parent, also protects, maybe a little too much sometimes, and guards, depending on my dominant energy. Now, the consciousness is an adult in you, and consciousness is basically your higher self. Now, you need to cross your mind and connect to your higher self. You need to get out. You see, you need to get out from the body to connect to your higher self. Your higher self is not in you, it's a little above you. So that's why we need the seventh chakra, because we need to get out of the material and be able to connect to what is not material but also part of us. I hope it makes sense. You see, we are very grounded in our bodies, and we believe that everything, that the material is more important than not material. It might look so, but it's not so. It is our consciousness that brought us here to experience life and to learn some kind of lessons. But we can't be, but learning lessons and experiencing life is not everything. This is just a part of our development, so to say. Maybe it's a little bit surreal for somebody, but it is what it is. It's just how it is, so to say. And if you are one of those people who like to connect to the higher self, who like to get answers, who like to get guidance, who is not only listening to your mind but also to your higher self, working with seventh chakra is very important. Like in my example, when I was walking through Naples, instead of me being grounded to the fact that somebody is doing such obnoxious things, such obnoxious actions, I focused on my higher goal. My higher goal was to experience the city. You see, now the seventh chakra is not a very popular chakra among, I would say, a lot of energy workers and a lot of people who don't even work with energy. This chakra is very popular among shamans and people energy of air. Why? Because they like to experience something unknown, something that is not usual to our material existence. And because they like it, I mean, if you know shamans, you know how they are. They like to sometimes they don't even mind to take some kind of substitutes to make them feel particular way, to make them maybe a little like they need helpers to disconnect from the physical world. Now, you don't need to eat anything or smoke anything or use any kind of drugs. You can do it yourself. I was doing it myself. I was training myself for a long time. You don't need to, trust me, I never took any kind of substance, I mean, except for alcohol before, but it's very, very possible. You can really disconnect from your body. Now, why do they use substances? Because it's much easier and it's not as scary. You see, if you imagine yourself outside of your body, it's pretty scary, honestly, for the mind and for the body itself. It is very unusual. Now, I wrote over here, the crown chakra is our connection to the divine, and to activate it, we should be disconnected from the material world. You see, not everybody can do that. It's rather difficult. Honestly, to activate the seventh chakra completely, you need to be absolutely unattached to the material world. Meaning you should be absolutely unattached to anybody in your world, anything in your world, and any kind of circumstances in your world. So you shouldn't be attached to the people. I mean, you should be attached, but they shouldn't be. You should never think that you will not be able to live without them, no matter who this person is. And obviously, the same with the items, and the same with any kind of situations, like in my case, a bucket of water, or anything that's happening. Now, why, besides connecting to your higher self, why would you also want to develop the seventh chakra? Well, because it expands our aura. When we're unattached, you see, usually we keep a lot of energy down because we're grounded. This is ideally how it should be. We're grounded to the material world, and then we slowly we look like an egg, like this, and then we slowly develop ourselves up, right? But when we start developing the seventh chakra, we feel ourselves with new energy. We're expanding ourselves. We're expanding from what we're used to have. That's why it's really important if you want to be well-rounded and well-developed. Now, if you only want to be just developed in your in the material world, you don't really even need to work on the seventh chakra. But I would advise everybody to do that, because there are moments when you could not be, when you need to get outside your own box and get some kind of answers. There, I put it here. Crown chakra helps you to keep yourself above nuisances. That's somebody once told me that, and I really remembered because we believe that our present problems are so big and so important that we forget about our big purpose, about our higher development, about about what we came here to do. If for example, if I broke a nail, I could not be sitting and thinking about this nail for days and days. I mean, this is just a nail, it will grow, nothing will happen. I mean, worst case scenario, I can go to the salon and have it you have something done with it. But the point is that I'm not here, I didn't come to this world to think about the nail, the broken nail. I came here to experience the world and develop in a particular way, you see. And this is what seventh chakra reminds us, that I'm not here for these little things. I'm here for something bigger. And I would really recommend everybody to develop it. Now, crown chakra is usually developed in people energy of air. That's why when you talk to them, they're like a little bit like they're not walking on the same earth as you do. It's like they're a little flying. You know, the things they say, the ideas they give, it's like sometimes you look at them and you like, are we in the same physical world? I mean, what are you talking about? They absolutely disconnected from everything and everybody around them. Now, and this is their problem. This is their like gift and also disadvantage, because they are flying usually so high above the ground. They don't. They have issues when it comes to the worldly kind of problems and issues. You know, if you will tell them, like, I need money for the gas, and he'll be like, what? Why are you talking about the gas when I'm here solving like big issues, big problems? So it is an important energy center, and I would advise you, if you are into energy, to develop it. You will see, and I will tell you how to develop it. I will tell you what is undeveloped and overdeveloped crown chakra, and how to develop it, what should be ideal. When you will develop the crown chakra, you will feel yourself free from everything. You will not feel like it's so heavy, like everything drags you down. You will feel like it's whatever. It's an amazing feeling. And sometimes when I'm too overwhelmed with everything that's going on, I just basically I will tell you what I do, but I just work with my crown chakra, and I feel light. I feel like, oh, okay, that's fine. I feel a little bit like a god that's just looking down at the ground, and I think this is what people energy of air do. Yeah, I already mentioned it's popular among shamans and among people who are very spiritual, who consider themselves very spiritual. And I will tell you, when I started studying energy and working with energy, I actually criticized people that were super spiritual, who were like, I don't need nothing material. I'm going to Bali. I will sit there and I will just meditate, and I will just dress in a comfortable clothes, and that's it. I don't need nothing else. I don't need no cars, no diamonds, nothing. And I would criticize them because it just didn't sound right for me. And at that moment I was working with one of my mentors, and I said, like, I don't like that I'm criticizing, I don't like that I'm judging people, but I don't understand what it is that bothers me so much. And she said that you are right actually in criticizing, because we could not just completely disconnect from the material world. There is nothing wrong in wanting a car or diamonds or something. Again, it is a problem when you only focusing on cars and diamonds, and the same if you only focusing on your spirituality. It has to be balanced. There is a reason why we have 7 chakras and not 1 or 2 or something like that. There is a reason why we need all of them. We need all these energy fields to be like well-developed, rounded person. And this is what happened. People that are very spiritual, they usually don't become neither very wealthy, they don't become very successful, because they don't have this ambition, they don't have fire in them. They don't become wealthy because they are not grounded. They usually don't become they start having problems with their physical body. Why? Because they're not grounded. Again, they're not grounded in their body, so they're way above, and because they're way above, their physical body needs work. It starts crumbling. And I saw a couple people like this. It seems, you would think, you're like all spiritual, what is your issue? Why you're so sickly? And because they don't balance themselves. Now, people that are spiritual but also prioritize the development of their physical body are usually untouchable. These are Shaolin monks. They're both. They work with the bottom chakras and the up chakras. They like there's quite a few. I would say like groups of people that focus on spirituality and physical world as well. So to sum it up. There is nothing wrong in being spiritual as long as you remember that you are in a physical body and you came here to experience the world. You could not shut yourself from everybody and just go sit in the cave and meditate. You will, but what will it give you? You see, you have a physical body for a reason. You came to experience life, to socialize with people, to maybe disagree with them, maybe agree, to feel the man, to feel a woman, to feel to be able to have a child or not to have a child, to create a company or not create a company, but something like that. You see, there is a reason why we have the physical body, but we could not be fully grounded in our physical body. We need to have ability to get detached and look at the things from above, so to say. I hope it makes sense, but again, you need to work on energy of air. Now, what is the balanced crown chakra? Balanced crown chakra is, you know what is your purpose in life. Not only your purpose, but you have a bigger vision, kind of. You have you know exactly what you're going to do. You know exactly how you bring benefit to the world. You know what you need to develop in, and you kind of embrace it. You are not lost, well, I don't know, maybe I will try to be a baker, or maybe I will try to be a psychologist. You know exactly where you're supposed to be moving. Doesn't mean that you will be forever moving in one direction, but at this moment, real good. You connect to yourself. You see, if on the 6th chakra you just had a vision for everything, on the 7th chakra you really connect to your higher self, and you're in unison with your higher self. The second point that your crown chakra is balanced is you have this inner peace. You feel calm. Nothing bothers you. I think this is the most amazing feeling, and I miss it so much. And when I start missing it, I work on my 7th chakra. I basically start moving energy around to feel this inner peace. You see. This week was rather nerve-wracking with our elections and everything, and all this could really affect us. I had a friend who actually, well, I still have him, but a friend who was watching so much. He was watching news all the time, and he would worry himself to I don't know to what, that he had a heart attack. Well, thankfully, he was treated, and he's good right now, but he doesn't watch news anymore. So it's the actions that he was watching news. Those news didn't affect him. It's not like somebody was staying with the gun pointed at his head. No, he was just watching the TV, and the TV would make him that anxious. So when you work with the 7th chakra, you understand, there are some things happening. Yes, there is something going on here and there, but it should not affect you. And it is an amazing feeling, honestly, when you have this inner peace, and there is a war here, a war there, and you're like, okay, everything will be fine. I know it sounds kind of crazy and maybe a little selfish, but look, this is energy of air, so it is how it is. So another point is you have a clear knowledge of what to do in any situation. Any situation that comes in front of you that you're absolutely calm, you know what to do. And I love energy of air people for that, because this is how they always are. Nothing bothers them, you know. You can tell them anything and they're like, oh really, okay, well I can do this, I guess, like this. They never panic, they never overthink, overanalyze. It seems they know what to do in any kind of situation. Even if they wouldn't do, they still know, they still are okay. Another one is you have a clear perspective on the world around you, no judgment, you see. So if you judge, if you don't agree with something in the world, your crown chakra is not as developed. When your crown chakra is developed, you don't judge nobody. You don't. You see, your perception is wide enough to accept anything. So you accept people that are maybe completely opposite to you. You accept people that you would never accept in yourself. You just accept any kind of situation and any kind of result from that situation. You see, you are absolutely open to anything. You become almost like this wise kind of God. As I said, in the world of energy, there is nothing positive or negative. Everything is about your perception, and your perception comes from the society that you were born and brought up in. Doesn't mean that that perception is right. That just means that you have it because you were born in a particular society. And when you develop the seventh chakra, you become almost untouchable, because you, first of all, you absolutely calm in any kind of situation. You always have a way out from any situation. Then you know exactly what you need to do, so no situation will throw you off. And then you don't judge anybody else. You like, okay, that's their life, you know, they have their choice and I have my choice, and nothing will put me off my way of thinking. Now, and I would say the last point is you become really wise. So wisdom would be the last point in this. Why you become wise? Because you frankly don't argue. You're not bothered by anything, so you don't argue, you don't try to prove anything to anybody. You see everybody's perspective and you let it be. I mean, it's a really, really good feeling, really amazing feeling. Sometimes with some of my clients that are very grounded, I activate my seventh chakra to make sure that their groundness doesn't bring me down, because they could be very convincing and I need to make sure to stay above their groundness and their judgment of others. To help them, I basically need to be above all that. So this is the balanced crown chakra. I also should mention that balanced crown chakra is more developed in people energy of air. These are people that have a lot of placements in Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. They have more. It is much easier for them to develop seventh chakra, because they're already here. This whole upper three chakras. It's not dominant in man and women. It's equally dominant in both. Man and women, they both have to be connected to their higher self. So instead of asking each other for advice, they can just ask their higher self. And ideally, when you develop energy raising up, you should be connected to your higher self easily. It comes easily. You can even notice when you are very happy, relaxed, when you're enjoying yourself, you start getting ideas, you start looking at the world differently, you start thinking about everything differently, in a different perspective. All right, so what is an underactive crown chakra? And I will tell you, as a person who had an underactive crown chakra, so these people usually have no purpose in life. They just live according to the standards. So it's not like they don't have vision. They don't even have a purpose. You see, when you have a vision on the sixth chakra, right? You kind of know, okay, so here I'm getting married, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Now on the seventh chakra, it's like they don't have a purpose. They start thinking about, why was I born? Like, what am I supposed to do? They just move through life, like just existing basically. And it's heavy. I will tell you, it is heavy because you look lost. You start questioning everything. Why am I in university? Why am I trying to get a degree? Why am I stressing out over exams? For what? Like, what am I doing this all for? Or why am I at work? Why am I trying to be on the good side of my boss? Why am I trying to please my clients? Like, what is this all for? You see, people that have developed crown chakra, they know, okay, I am trying to please my clients because I know they will recommend me to others, and I will have a really nice bonus, and then with that nice bonus I can buy myself something nice. You see, they have like well, this is more like a vision, but they're a few steps ahead of themselves, and they're connecting, they're focusing on this particular result that they want to achieve. It is very admiring. I really love when people have this purpose in life. Even if that purpose won't stay with them for too long, it's still admiring that they know where they're moving. When a person knows where they're moving, it is hard to influence them because they know where they're moving. These are revolutionists in particular way. So you could be revolutionist in art, for example, and it's not like you will have to have some kind of military coup or something. All right. Another point of underactive crown chakra is closed-mindedness. Oh my God. These are people that are really, if you tell them you can do, if they were taught to make pancakes with olive oil, that's all they will do, make pancakes with olive oil. You will tell them, well, why don't you use avocado oil? And they will be like, no, my God, the pancakes will not taste right. It's heavy people, very heavy, It's people that are so grounded, so stuck in their beliefs that were given to them. It's almost impossible. I mean, it's hard. It's not only hard to socialize with them, it's also hard for them to live, because they do want to change, they do want to embrace something new, but they don't know how to basically step out of this connection to the world that they're used to. You see, and I'm working in finances. I saw a lot of people like those. They saved a chunk of money and they would want to invest them, but they are so afraid. Especially families that never invested before, they're so afraid to try, they're so afraid to give it a try, that they basically they're hurting themselves, and they know that they're hurting themselves, and they don't know what to do about it. And one more point is they separate themselves from the world. So usually these hermits, introverts, you would say, people that are trying to live in their closed kind of particular world, and they don't really want to socialize with. And I will tell you, I was guilty of that for some time, and I do understand. I felt a little lonely because I do want to socialize with people, but I know that socializing with them will not give me as much pleasure as I would want to have from that. So these are people that are separating themselves from the world. These are people that are basically, no, I don't want to go out, I don't want to meet. I would want to, these are people that are reading books, watching Netflix, and just, I'm not saying that watching Netflix is bad, I watch it myself, but if you are choosing to spend a whole week watching Netflix and not socialize with nobody, I mean, there is an issue. Through Netflix, it's like you are living somebody else's life because you are avoiding to live your own life. And that's not nice for anybody. Okay, so these are underactive crown chakra. As I said, I had it too. Thankfully, I was able to develop it. It was an amazing experience. So what is overactive crown chakra? That could be also. These are people that are highly spiritual, that are only thinking about connecting to the higher realms and everything, and they're forgetting that they're living in the in the physical world right now. These are people that have a lot of energy of air, and what it is. So they are very detached from reality. When you tell them, they're so detached to the point that I knew this girl. And we were we were not friends. We were in the same group of friends, so to say. And she had a lot of energy of air. And if you would ask her, like she didn't have a place of living. And look, I'm not the one to judge, I'm traveling right now all the time, but she would not even worry where she's going to live. So she would stay with one boyfriend, then she would change the boyfriend. Basically, anytime she would need to move somewhere, she would change the boyfriend. Again, I'm not the one to judge, but I was admiring her, how she can do that without even worrying about that. Last I know, she was living with a friend of hers, a girl, and they seem to be cool. So what I want to say is that these people are so detached from reality, and it's a benefit and a curse, so to say, because you can't. I mean, how long are you going to be? Like at one point, you have to ground yourself to at least some kind of degree. So that's the first one, detachment from reality, like real detachment. For example, I had a friend in high school. She was energy of air too. She was so detached. Like I would come and she's like, "Are you hungry?" I'm like, "Yeah, I would eat something." She's like, "Well, let's go see what I have." She would open the fridge and there is nothing. And she lived with the mom. So for me it was strange. I mean, in my home, I mean, maybe we didn't have like some expensive food, but we always had something in the fridge. We always had some kind of food. She's like, "Oh, I guess we don't have food, but it's okay, I can order something." It was very funny. It was very interesting for me to observe it, because I couldn't even imagine how it is not to have nothing in the fridge. I mean, right now, obviously, you know, there's a whole bunch of cafes and restaurants, but at that time there was not that much. Well, lucky for her, they had like a cafe downstairs, so they were ordering from there. All right, so this is one. Now the second one that comes from this, difficulty grounding yourself. This is really hard for these people. It's hard to ground them. It's like a hard fall, you know. It's like you're enjoying your life. You're enjoying your imaginary life, your delusional life, and then you need to drop yourself and ground yourself in current problems. That's why I don't support taking any kind of supplements, because if you take supplements to experience the high, you will have to fall, and the fall will not be good. Now, if you will raise yourself high on your own with your energy, the fall will not be as hard. And I will tell you how to do that. But for these people, grounding is difficult. You know, for example, they're like, "Okay, I'm going to buy the most expensive car." No, not that. I even knew a person who said, my dream is to buy a private plane. So he bought a private plane, not one of those commercial private planes, but the private plane where you can put 4 people only, or 2 people and 2 suitcases, something like very small one. And he was absolutely obsessed with this idea. So he bought the private plane. I mean, they are not that expensive. I think it's like 200,000 or something like that. It's not. There are cars that are more expensive. But then with that private plane, there's a lot of expenses that come in with them. You have to have a place where to park it. You need to, you need to have a mechanic look over it, because he obviously didn't know none of that. So what I want to say is, it's hard for them to ground in the reality. They have these ideas, they are connected to their higher self, but sometimes you need to be grounded, and you need to watch where you walk in, so somebody will not drop a bucket of water on you. I mean, you shouldn't be focused on bucket of water, but still it would be nice to look where you walk in life. Another point of overactive crown chakra is they have usually weak physical body. Usually people that are obsessed with their like connection to spirituality, they have a weak physical body. Again, if they are not focused on physical body as well. Like even I noticed when I became a Reiki practitioner and I was like all meditating, doing meditations, this and this and this, I was still working. And I remember I started feeling a little sluggish. First of all, because I started moving energy around, and instead of me like going for a run or something, I would spend meditating. So I would be either sitting or laying all the time, and I started feeling these pains in my body. Ideally, I should have felt better, but I wasn't, because I was not taking care of my physical body. So people who are like highly spiritual, who are like connected to their higher self, they tend to have a weak physical body. And the last one I put here, obsession with spirituality. Yeah, usually it's even hard to talk to them because they're like, so I don't want to know nothing. I'm in a different world right now. But ideally, usually they're just escaping something, and nobody would want to escape a physical world unless they could not deal with something. Why people energy of air trying to escape the physical world? Because it's hard for them. But I understand. But a person who is spiritual, who knows all this, it doesn't make sense for me. Why would they want to escape the world? For example, I don't have much energy of air, but I develop the energy of air in me. Why? Because I do want to be well developed. I understand that this connection to the highest self, the vision, the presentation of me is important, but all the rest is not as important as maybe something else that I would think, like love or grounding. But I understand that for me to be like a developed person, I need to develop all of them. And a lot of people, and I met those people, I mean, I'm a Reiki master, so I met those people that were crazy spiritual. They were just obsessed with this. They didn't care about their families, about their friends, about anything. They just wanted to be on this spiritual wave, kind of. And at one point, they obviously will have to face their reality, unless they're even those that were from a very wealthy family. I remember I was studying with the woman who was kind of wealthy. She still at one point, she had to face the reality because she started having issues with her health, and her doctor said, you just need to take care of your health first. So these are signs of overactive crown chakra. Most of the people have an underactive crown chakra, the majority of our population. So if you think that you might have overactive, probably not. Don't think like that, unless you have a lot of energy of air. Now, how to develop this amazing chakra. Oh, I didn't mention the Sanskrit name for it is Sahasrara. So to develop the seventh chakra, so the goal is to be absolutely detached from everything in the physical world. If you watch that cartoon Avatar, it explains all the energies and explains all the seven centers, and the main character, the little boy, he was told, if you want to develop the seventh chakra, you need to disconnect from the physical world. And he couldn't disconnect, and he got hurt. And only when he realized that just by disconnecting from the material world, he can help the material world, he was able to disconnect. You see? So if you think that you're going to, okay, that's it, I'm not talking to anybody, I'm going to, I'm disconnected, it won't be like this. I am more connected to the physical world right now when I disconnected myself from physical world. When I don't, I am more connected to my family and my friends now when I don't really depend on them and don't believe that I wouldn't survive without them. You see, because I don't create the energetic pressure. So your goal is to absolutely detach from everything. And if you ever read Joe Vitale, he always talks about it. I think he even went through this kind of experience. He lived with the monks for like 20 years or something like that. I don't exactly remember. But I think this is a little extreme. You don't need to do that to develop your seventh chakra and to connect to your highest self. You don't need to. Now, so what you need to do, the easiest way is through meditating. The more you meditate, the more you sit and you listen to your body, the more you connect to higher self. Whether you want it or not, you will. At first, you will be sitting and there would be thoughts coming in and in and in, but the more you will disconnect from your physical body, the more you will feel like almost ethereal, like not real, the more you will start getting these ideas, thoughts. This is the communication from your highest self. Meditating is the easiest. Now, for me, it was not the easiest, but for people, masculine people, it is rather easy. They can do it. If they force themselves, they can do. But I don't like to force myself to do anything, so it was not my method. Even though I did meditate, obviously, I had to do, but I opened my 7th chakra and I developed it through a differently, and I will tell you what I did. But before that, you can also breathe through crown chakra. So imagine the air goes in, it's over here in your crown, and then breathe out, the air goes out. Just imagine, you just breathe in, breathe out. So if all the other chakras you breathe like this, here you breathe up and down. Remember, your crown chakra is not on your head, it's a little above, like this, maybe just above your head. I hope you see it. If you feel like you wouldn't find it, you will find it. So you can do that. You can do breathing. Remember to ground yourself. Breathe in, breathe out. Just imagine the air going up and down, up and down. What else you can do? You can spend time with yourself in quietness and stillness. So you can just sit comfortably or lay and just spend like half an hour like this. You can start thinking something, you can analyze something, as long as you are not moving. I remember we had this exercise. We had to lay in the dark with closed ears. So you had to put like really closed like really close your ears, so you absolutely don't have any kind of noise, and you have to put a mask on your eyes, so you could not hear nothing, you could not see nothing, and you basically need to lay there still. You could not move, and like this for half an hour. I mean, half an hour I think would be a little too much, but maybe 15 minutes you can do that. You will be just by yourself, with yourself, no other noise, no other, just you and your thoughts. And if you could not move, you will have to be present and to be open to those thoughts, and you will see at one point those thoughts will cease and you will be able to connect to your higher self. Listen to yourself, obviously. For the stones, you can do diamonds or clear quartz. If you notice, if you ever ordered candles from me, you notice that I put clear quartz in every candle. Why? Because clear quartz neutralizes the energy, and it emphasizes the energy that I'm putting in. So clear quartz is really good for your unconscious, for your higher self. Now diamonds would be even better, because diamonds are really a really amazing stone, a very strong stone, very demanding stone. If you didn't watch my video on stones and oils, please do. I explained there about diamonds. Diamonds are very they develop you fast, and they are very high maintenance, so to say. So when you wear diamonds, you connect to your higher self. It could be hard lessons, but still you do connect. Now, how did I develop my 7th chakra? So at one point I was also interested in the work of shamans. I read their works, I enjoyed their works, and I was fascinated by what they're doing with their time, with their bodies, how they experience. But I was afraid to go that deep. But I took a few exercises that I was doing, and I was doing them for a long time. So imagine yourself 10 inches above your crown, so somewhere over there. Imagine like you all breathe in, and imagine like your whole self is raising yourself like 10 inches above your head. Now imagine yourself looking down at your head. You know, you're above, right? You're 10 inches above, and you're looking at the crown of your head, and you see yourself down. You see yourself sitting down like this. So your consciousness needs to be over here. You will see your whole body will be like kind of weirdly stretched, because you're pulling the energy up where it's not used to be. Your energy doesn't go, like too high. So this is the first exercise, and I do that often. When I lose the big vision, I would. But it's easy for me. You see, I train myself so hard. It's easy for me to like jump up very fast. Another thing that you can do, you can Yeah, I will say that here. So when you raise yourself to 10 inches, feel the feelings that you want to feel. Connect to your higher self the feeling that you are missing. So for example, pleasure or love or abundance or something like that. Another exercise is imagine yourself sitting next to yourself. So imagine you're sitting over there and looking at yourself sitting here. So you need to do it from all the sides. You sitting in front of yourself and looking at yourself. Imagine yourself right now. So I'm sitting here. I imagine myself sitting over here and looking at myself now. Well, it's easy for me because I have a camera, or me sitting over here and feeling myself sitting next to me, and the same thing behind. So imagine you just push yourself to the back and you're looking at your back. If you will do this for, let's say, maybe a couple months like this, so you need to, it's not like you just imagine that's it. You need to stay like this for 30 seconds or so. So I imagine myself sitting here and feeling myself next to me like this for 30 seconds. So if you will do it for a couple months, you will bend the reality very easy. You will be able to to change yourself to be in different realities. It is fascinating. If you have any shamans, I mean, you can ask them for them. If they're real shamans, obviously they do a lot of stuff like that. But it is the easiest one. Now, how does it help your higher self? I mean, obviously, if I'm imagining somebody next to me, it helps you to so you are not as closed-minded. You're open-minded now. Your energy becomes very flexible, and once it becomes flexible, it's not moving up and down. It's not moving all over, and you become open to different perspectives and to ideas that your higher self is pushing us. You see, our higher self is always helping us. We just usually are close to them, to those ideas. Now, when we will become flexible, we can be open to those ideas that are coming in. I do challenge you to try. This is how I develop my 7th chakra. And every time I have issues, this is what I do. Obviously, I do wear diamonds, and I love my diamonds, but this is not everything. Again, the easiest one, imagine yourself 10 inches above, or 10, half a feet or something like that above, and just looking down on yourself. That should be easy. That was the easiest for me. The hardest one is when you sit in opposite and you have to see yourself sitting opposite. At one point, I was like I felt like I'm losing it. Yeah, I felt like something was off. But this is easy. Okay, that's it with the crown chakra. I do hope I inspired you to learn more about it, to develop it more. Remember, your crown chakra is your connection to the divine you, to your higher self, to your consciousness. You see, if you will be connected to your higher self, you will avoid the mistakes that you are doing because you're too grounded in your physical self. That's why I tell everybody, don't make decisions from your present self. Make decisions from your resourceful self. This is almost your connection to the higher self, right? If you usually make decisions based on current fears, current problems, current this, but this is not what your higher self is. It's not what your higher self wants you to do. That's why it's important to connect to it. Plus, it will make you stronger, really more powerful. So to develop your 7th chakra, you need to be disconnected from your material world. People, things, destinations, events. Why do you need it to develop? To connect to your higher self, to expand your aura. Now, if you will become too spiritual, remember to make sure that you are grounded, because very spiritual people are usually not very wealthy because they are not grounded. So remember, you need to be well developed throughout. Balanced crown chakra is feeling connected to your purpose, inner peace, clear knowledge of what to do in any situation, and clear perspective of the world around you, no judgment, and absolute wisdom. Seems like wisdom, but it's just your openness to the world. Undirected crown chakra, you don't have no purpose in life, you're very close-minded, and you're trying to separate yourself from the world to protect yourself. Overactive crown chakra, you become obsessed with spirituality. You think that there is nothing more important. You are detached from the reality. It's difficult to ground yourself, and usually these people start having problems with the body, with the physical body. Don't take me wrong, people that are in the physical body also have problems, but those problems are a little different usually. Like, for example, people who are like too tense, they start creating these blocks that could become fatal. Now that's one thing, but people that are too spiritual, they start having like weak muscles, weak bones, loss of minerals. This is the problem. All right, how to develop? You need to get as detached as you possibly can. Clear your space. Don't hold on to things that you don't even need. Meditate if that's your thing. Breathe through your crown chakra. Spend time with yourself in stillness and quietness. Listen to yourself. For the stones, where diamonds or clear quartz, you can just have like a piece and just carry it with you, or put it under the pillow would be ideal. And what I do, I imagine myself above myself or on different sides of myself. That would really help you, really would move your energy. If you want to learn more, then study the work of shamans. Shamans are usually very, very much into developing the crown chakra. I'm not sure why particular crown chakra, but they do like it. Maybe because they like to experience something that is not usual for our physical existence. Okay, that's it on this subject. Please do send it to people that would benefit from connecting to their divine, to their higher self. And if you have questions, do ask them. Please do try all the exercise, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everybody. Enjoy your day.